There were many cultural sites named after African Americans in Paris. So you're saying that besides Rosa Parks and Josephine Baker, they got what's those two dudes' names? Tommy Smith and Woods.
It's only named after Tommy Smith.
Oh, okay.
I think the other guy's name, I want to say it's Carlos.
Paris, there are a lot of cultural sites that were dedicated to famous African Americans, such as Josephine Baker, Rosa Parks. When we got to the stadium, I thought that it was really nice that they dedicated a lot of these things to African Americans who did something profound in the black community or for the black community. The only thing about it was that they were all in the hood. It's kind of like Martin Luther King Drive or Malcolm X Boulevard, but in Paris. It's still kind of nice that they can get this recognition in a place like Paris, because you typically wouldn't think that they would have that.
Well, at least this part is doper than on the other thing. The only thing about it is it's kind of sad that it's all the hood. But I guess if you haven't seen them out here yet, they would be in I guess they would be in the major cities, since they kind of made more of an impact down here.
Yeah. But when we're involved with artistic types, they might actually be more in Paris and not out here. Like I said, this was named after Tommy Smith. Tommy Smith actually came out here. He visited when they inaugurated. They invited Angela Davis has been out here too.
Does she have a street named after her? Oh, that's dope.
Going around Paris by myself was kind of a shock. I didn't really think that it was gonna be as familiar as I thought it would be. It reminded me a lot of New York. Once I got a hold of how the trains ran in the subways, it was very easy to get around. The only thing about it was just that the subways ended at a certain time, so I had to do a lot of my filming during the day. First place that I went to when I went sightseeing was to the magazine shops and things like that. And I got just a couple of things that I got when I was sightseeing. Typically black magazines, because I wanted to see how black people were represented out there, and they got a lot of different things out there for black people. There's a lot of opportunities for black stars and celebrities and models and things like that. So that was one of the first things that I did.
While in Paris, I also visited the Sacred Coeur.
With the Sacred Coeur, I always hear a lot of things about it, but actually seeing it and witnessing it with my own eyes, it was probably one of the most beautiful places that I've ever been to. On the inside, it was pretty nice too, but we actually couldn't take cameras inside there. But I just decided I saw all the people with their cameras, so I was like, well, I'm gonna try to sneak a few shots as well. One thing that I will say is when I left the Sacred Coeur, there was this guy that was out there. His name was E. Traore, He's a popular Guinean football player, and like he has some freestyles like with a soccer ball, and he had a bigger crowd than I think the second cut did. I found one thing very interesting about Paris. He was telling me that they don't have like a race box on the census or anything like that, and they really don't even define race within Paris or in Europe, period. It's against the law. So they never really ask like, okay, what race are you and things like that. Whereas in America, we do that all the time. It's basically a part of our political structure in regards to race being a part of American society and how a lot of things are structured and given to the haves and have-nots.
Just across the street is the Grand Palais. And this behind me is the Petit Palais.
Something that I found really fascinating about it is that race works in different ways in Paris. It is more so under class, and class is more so the problem in Europe. You have these suburbs where the have-nots and the lower class people live, which is typically people from North Africa or Muslims. And a lot of those people are from the diaspora. So class kind of shadows race, or it's a way to kind of hide the race problems that are within Europe. And one thing that I actually had a struggle with was defining my identity in Europe. We, like, as black people in America, our blackness is wrapped up in our history within America, such as with slavery and a lot of the things that we face. So we have a sense of what blackness is, and we define it in terms of our culture and our struggles and things like that. Whereas in Europe, our blackness is really not in question, or it's not even really acknowledged, really. It's more so our Americanness. Whereas a person like me, coming from Gary, Indiana, my blackness is wrapped up in my Americanness. So we have to define what Americanness is. So it's like, when you think about it that way, it's like, well, my Americanness which is considered to be my home. Well, as black people, we really don't feel at home in America because of the struggles that we face on a constant basis. Whereas, you know, someone from Africa can call that their home, and they migrated or they immigrated to Europe, and they will be asked that in terms of their immigration status, where did they come from? Like, are you from Europe? Or are you from like Africa? Well, once you live inside Europe, you're considered European, no matter what race you are. Whereas with us, whether you immigrated from somewhere else or not, you're considered black. So it's very much a struggle of what black is considered to be in Europe, as well as what American is considered to be, both to Europeans and also to black Americans within Europe.
I am a very stylish hero.
This is the Louis Vuitton store.
I was actually really excited to see the Champs-Élysées because you always hear so much about it.
Very good.
And a lot of people always talk about going there, and basically what it is like a collection of stores and boutiques that are famous within Paris. And it's like, it has a lot of high-end boutiques and things like that. So when I went down
I
there,
must say I'm amazed.
I was really happy. And like, I went into a lot of stores. I went into Cartier, I went into Givenchy, I went into Chanel and things like that. I didn't really get to go into Louis Vuitton, which was a huge store, and it was wrapped around the corner for people trying to get into it.
A very stylish girl. How do I look?
Is he like completely like crazy, right?
When I was checking out like the different people that was coming to the Champs-Élysées, I know that fashion is like really huge out there. So it wasn't a shock to really see all the different types of people and like how seriously they took their tailoring and their clothes and things like that. So I found that really nice to see, and it also definitely inspired me in terms of what I decided to wear when I was out there, because I also wanted to blend in as well.
Oh shit.
Kind of funny, I actually found the Eiffel Tower by accident. Like, I wasn't even really trying to find it. I was looking for the Le Musée d'Orsay, and I basically saw this huge structure over on the side, and I was like, oh, is that the Eiffel Tower? And it was. So I just basically kept walking down. I got a bite to eat at Lenny Kravitz store. He basically designed a sushi place out there, Raw Lake, New York. And I went and I just basically started walking down that way, and I just basically went to like the Eiffel Tower. being able to go by myself and experience Paris, partially as a tourist, aside from just observation studies and things like that, it was really cool. And I was actually happy to, you know, find the things that I saw. A lot of people helped me when I was out there to get directions and things like that. So I was really happy to actually get a chance to really see Paris while I was actually in there for my study abroad. So I thought that was really